So right now we're in Leeds and we are doing a prescribed fire for a fire break that was done behind you here. That fire break is to help slow or stop north or south moving fires.
How many prescribed burns have you done this week?
This is our third one this week.
When you do these burns, talk to me about the process of, containing it and making sure that it stays where it's meant to stay.
Definitely. So there's a lot that goes into it. We look at weather. We look at the fuel type that's going to be burning. We look at the fuels that are around it and what we want to protect. Sometimes if it's in an open field, we can just let the fire burn as it would naturally. But if it's close to structures or animals or other trees that we want to save, we have different tactics that we use to keep it cooled down or minimize the damage to those areas. So today I've got Brendan out here. He's just got a steady stream of water on the fire just to keep it at a lower intensity. So we're not burning the trees or causing impact on the horses.
So talk to me a little bit about the homeowner's work and then how you come in and how does that process work? If a homeowner does something on their own that then requires your attention.
Yeah, so it's a case by case. We try to help the best we can and make our time as efficient and useful as possible. So we like to partner with the homeowners, and if they do the work and they have burning that needs to be done and it falls within our scope of safety and the mission of what we're trying to do, we'll go out and we'll walk around the site, inspect it, make sure it's something we can do, and sometimes we have to tell them no, but usually we can make things work. And yeah, we like to help the homeowners and landowners. If they do their work, we like to come in and help them finish it.
So they contact you and say, hey, I did this, can you guys help us out?
Correct.
Okay,
yeah.
Awesome.
And sometimes it might be a broadcast burn where we're burning off a pond like we did on Tuesday. Or like today, it's just these piles from cutting the fire break.
Tell me about when you're working on maybe public land, you're not working with the homeowner, where you decide and when you decide to do a prescribed burn.
So public land's a little different game. Right now we're in the municipality on private property. If we're on county property or state lands, we work with our county and state counterparts. Typically we won't do prescribed fire on the federal lands. We leave that up to the Bureau of Land Management, the Forest Service, Park Service. Sometimes we assist with those, but we're usually not the ones in charge of those. And yeah, go ahead.
Perfect. No, that's great. I know right now in Washington County or in southern Utah, our snowpack is quite low. I believe we're still at under 60%. How does that impact how many prescribed burns you do? Is it more of a concern when we have a dry winter?
It is a concern. Once again, it's a case by case. We look at what the fuel's going to do when it burns. Right now, we've had our spring moisture. Sorry.
It's okay. Do you mind if I ask that again and we can just start that question over so I can use it as one? And I kind of
Sure.
stumbled on it myself too. With our snowpack still being below about 60%, how does that impact how often you burn and how you can burn?
Again, it's case by case. Right now, we're kind of in spring where we've had some moisture. The fine fuels on the ground are greening up. The cheatgrass that burns readily in summer is not burning readily right now. The old cheatgrass, that is burning readily, but there's still the moisture on the ground that makes it safe for us to do the prescribed fire. But now we're in the period where that new cheatgrass is going to start drying out, and so we're kind of on a crunch on getting these burns done if we could do it safely. But yeah, we don't have the moisture in the mountains, but we do still have some in the ground down here in the valleys that is helping us so that when we do these burns, we're not as concerned of the fire getting away. If you look at the brush now, it's all really green, it's super high moisture content. But here in a month or two, we're not going to be burning because that moisture content is going to drop rapidly.
What is your concern level for the summer months in terms of wildfire risk?
Personally, my concern at this point is we didn't have a good snowpack this year, especially down in the valley. So like I said, that old cheatgrass from last year is not laid down. It's still standing up. We had a really dry winter, but we had a really wet spring to where you're getting that new crop come up. And so you've got last spring's grass crop. You have the monsoon season's grass crop, and now you have this spring's grass crop. And it's all building up, and there hasn't been a snowpack to lay it down at all. And so anything that catches, if we don't have the humidities, it's going to burn fast. And that's really my concern at this point.
What can homeowners, property owners do to mitigate their own fire risk?
The weeds that are around the house, the brush that is not on an irrigation system, clean that up, follow the Firewise principles, trim that cheatgrass down. I know it's not a lawn, but mow it down or weed whack it down, so if there is a fire, it's not quite as intense. Firewise principles are on firewise.org. You can find those there. You can reach out to us at Hurricane Valley Fire. We can get you a sheet that has some good information on it. And if you're within our district, we could come out and do a lot of assessments for you as well.
That's great. I guess one kind of backup question. If the weather today, say it were windy or you're having different conditions, will you reschedule the burns?
We do. Yep. Every morning we check the weather days before we burn, but also the morning of we'll check the hourly forecast and see what we're expecting. The National Weather Service, believe it or not, is usually pretty accurate when we check. And we check for the area that we're going to be burning. And if we're expecting winds in the afternoon, depending on the winds and what we're going to be burning, we might burn early and then make sure the fire's out before the winds come up. Or we might just call off the burn and do it another time. And we're not just looking at winds, we're looking at the humidities. Like today's, the humidity is fairly high. And looking at the temperatures, and even if it's a pile that we're gonna have to babysit for a couple days, we won't burn the last day of our work cycle, because we need to be able to go back and check on that. And as far as red flag days, we don't burn on any red flag days. There's a couple stipulations, couple measurements that the Weather Service uses to initiate those red flag days. And if they decide it's a red flag day, or if we have winds that are over 15, typically we won't burn.
Anything else you want to add, or you think people should know just about, their own fire safety in this upcoming fire season?
Keep your tires inflated on your vehicles. Don't play with fireworks. If you do, make sure it's in a designated firework area according to, or designated by the city that you're in. What else? Shoot. We're coming up on the time where people are burning their own lots right now by themselves, and usually this time of year we start getting those people that are burning by themselves, and the fire gets away from them because they don't realize how dry things are getting.